Right, so let's begin our discussion for the day on strategic case study. If there is anything at all that I want you to be serious about, then it is what I'm about to discuss with you in the next few minutes. Because the whole exam you are going to be writing, whatever the way the exam is, what you have to do is what I want to discuss with you here. Called approach to the exams. At the same time, I will be using it as a revision point and touch on some issues that we've already discussed in the class. So if there is anything I want you to be serious about, it will be this thing. Because at the end of the day, if you fail in the things I'm about to discuss with you, then I'm sorry, it will affect you a lot. So the first thing is looking at the overview of the exams. As you know already, the exam is divided into two. You're going to practically have the pre-seen and the unseen. The pre-seen is going to come 2 weeks before the exams. We've already mentioned that. And in the exam hall, you are going to see the pre-seen and then the unseen information in the exam hall. But the big question we ask ourselves is, what will be included in the pre-seen? That's the first question. What will be included in the pre-seen? The following are some of the things that the pre-seen is going to cover. Number one, the pre-seen will tell us about the industry scenario. In other words, we're going to be having a background of what? The industry. Like the question we did on MPO Venitres, we were given a background of the entire industry. So the pre-seen will tell us the industry scenario. Two, the pre-seen will also tell us the place of the business in the industry. The place of the business in the industry. What does that mean then? It means from the pre-seen information, we'll be able to understand the strategic position of the organization. It means we will understand the market share of the company. We will understand what kind of products they have that they are producing. We will understand the length, the authority they have, whether they are leaders in the market or they are growing company or they are now starting out. So we will understand that as well in the pre-seen information. Third, the examiner will give us some historical financial information. Historical financial information to support whatever scenario that has been, whatever, either the business place or what, the industry scenario. What it means then is that from the historical financial information, this is where various ratios will be computed. So from the historical financial information, there are various performance indicators that we may be computing from that information. Like you know already, there could be some financial performance issues that we need to what? Deal with. Here, you will be doing the traditional ratios. You need to calculate those things if they are in the questions. But aside that, there may be non-financial performance indicators like maybe customer retention, like employees' performance, like market development, like the productivity of various sections of the business. That is, if the business has various divisions, then divisional performance appraiser will come in here. And you remember, if you don't remember in MA, I'm remembering you. Return on investment, residual income, and their senior brother, Rosie. It could come in depending on the question. So based on the historical information that is given to you, you can do traditional ratios. Maybe you may have to calculate customer retention. You may have to deal with performance or employees appraiser. You may have to deal with the market development, whether the market is growing, the market is declining. You may have to deal with the productivity of various sections of the business, or maybe also deal with issues about growth or changes in dividend, changes in revenue. That could be an issue you have to consider. Percentage change in revenue, that is a very key factor. Percentage change in the profits of the company. All of those things are going to be critical. So that is the third component that you are going to get in your pre-scene information. So when it comes to the pre-scene industry scenario, so you understand the landscape. Is it a telecommunication industry? Is it a banking industry? Is it an insurance industry? What is it? What is the place of the business? What market share do they have? What products they are producing? Are they leaders, or they are now growing, or they just entered the market? Very important. Now, the industry scenario will tell you whether the industry is regulated or unregulated. It will tell you whether the industry is growing or not growing. It will tell you whether the industry is profitable or not profitable. It will tell you whether there is threats from new entrants or not. It will tell you the various requirements to enter into the industry. So these are the things that you are going to see in your pre-scene information. Three key components. Then we come to the next item, and that is the unseen. Unseen. So if pre-scene is going to give us these things, what will the unseen give us? The unseen data or information will provide us a further information on the company, So this is where probably we may understand. Now, one of the things that in the pre-scene you will see is, I didn't mention it, but you have to note it, is you may be able to see the culture of the organization. You may be able to see the governance, how the organization is governed. So whether they have good corporate governance, you may be able to understand the mission of the organization, the objectives of the organization. All of these things could be given in the pre-scene. But in the unseen also, there are further information that is provided on the company. So in the unseen, you could further understand better the culture of the company. You could further understand better the governance of the company. You could further understand better what? The objectives of the company. Because this further information will tell you about what motivates the company to take the actions that they are taking. Second, you also will have some further data or information or financial information if necessary. So the financial information will not be only in the pre-scene. Sometimes in the unseen, there are some other financial information that you may be given. Please note that volume or number of pages is not restricted. The examiner can decide to bring 30 pages, he can decide to bring 8 pages. It is based on the industry they go for and how the cases were developed. So that is very important. That's very important.
Now, you repeat what you said again.
I'm saying that the pages for the unseen and the seen is not restricted. So it could be 30 pages, it could be 10 pages, depending on the industry that they have selected and how the case was developed. So this is what you must understand about the pre-scene and the unseen. Now let's come to the analysis of the case. So case analysis, that is the third component. Sorry, the second component. So the first one is overview, pre-scene and unseen. The second component is case analysis. How do we analyze the case?
And the unseen also have the question.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. That's the key thing. That's where the questions is going to be. And the question will be in 2 parts. Part 1 will be 50, and then part 2 will also be what? 50. So it will be in 2 parts, and 50-50 for each of the parts.
So the 50-50 for only one case study?
No, it's one case study, but the questions will be divided into 2 parts. So the first part of the questions will be 50%, and the second part will be 50%. So under each part, there will be what? Sub questions, which are all going to be related to the pre-seen and the unseen together. Because in the exam hall, you will see one question, which is your pre-seen plus the unseen. Plus the unseen.
It's not that they are going to supply the seen and the unseen.
No. Like it will be one question. One booklet. They drop it down. They drop it down. So let's look at how we analyze the case. So let's look at case analysis.